Have you ever wondered why some people keep growing while others seem frozen in place, repeating the same patterns year after year? It's not about talent. It's not about luck. And it's not even about how hard they work. There's something far more powerful beneath it, a silent force that shapes every choice, every breakthrough, every failure. And once you understand this force, life will never feel random again. Because you'll finally see the invisible law that decides who rises and who remains stuck. Most people spend their lives chasing progress. They work harder, try more, and push themselves until they burn out, never realizing that effort without alignment only creates exhaustion. The truth is, life doesn't reward those who try the hardest. It rewards those who understand where to direct that effort. Because growth isn't about speed. It's about direction and awareness. And that awareness is the real engine of human evolution. The invisible law of growth is simple, yet most people never live long enough to understand it. It says, you grow only in proportion to your awareness, not your effort. Think of it. Two people can read the same book, attend the same seminar, or face the same opportunity. One transforms. The other stays the same. The difference isn't what they learned. It's what they noticed. Awareness is the bridge between knowledge and transformation. It's the reason why 10 people can hear the same advice, but only one truly changes. Effort without awareness is like running on a treadmill. You sweat, you move, but you stay exactly where you started. Growth begins the moment you pause and see yourself clearly. When you see your habits, your fears, your automatic reactions, you stop living on autopilot. And that's when real evolution starts. Most people don't need more effort. They need more awareness. Because awareness is the soil where all progress grows. People who keep advancing in life don't just change their routines, they change their frameworks. They understand that their thoughts are not facts, their beliefs are not truths, and their fears are not real limits. They audit their inner programming like a coder rewriting faulty code. They ask questions most people never dare to face. What belief keeps me small? What identity am I still defending? What am I afraid to outgrow? These questions hurt, but they open the mind. And once the mind opens, life begins to rearrange itself around that awareness. That's why some people rise seemingly effortlessly. Their outer world expands because their inner one did first. They've learned that growth isn't about adding more things to your life. It's about removing the things that keep you small. Every version of you was built for a different stage of your life. If you cling to the old one, you block the new. That's why the path to your next level always begins with letting go. Stagnation doesn't happen because people are lazy. It happens because comfort feels safe. And safety feels logical, even when it's killing your potential. The comfort zone is clever. It disguises itself as peace, but it's really quiet decay. You tell yourself, I'm okay where I am. But deep down, you know you're shrinking. The world outside is moving fast, evolving, adapting, learning, and if you stand still long enough, even standing still becomes falling behind. Most people live in invisible prisons built from fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of uncertainty. They confuse familiarity with security. But familiarity is not safety, it's repetition. And repetition without reflection kills growth. The tragedy is, staying the same feels rational, until years pass, and regret starts whispering, you could have been more. So how do you activate this law in your life? How do you move from effort to evolution? It starts with simplicity, not struggle. Growth is your default setting. You just need to clear what blocks it. Here's how. Step 1. Audit your environment. Everything you see, hear, and experience either expands you or shrinks you. Look around your daily life, your social media feed, your conversations, your routines. Are they feeding your awareness, or numbing it? You cannot grow in a garden full of weeds. Step 2. Redefine failure. Failure isn't the opposite of growth. It's the teacher of it. When you reframe failure as feedback, you start learning faster than everyone afraid to try. The people who win in life aren't those who never fall, they're the ones who fall and extract wisdom from it. Step 3. Choose learning over validation. Growth often feels lonely because progress separates you from the familiar. You'll lose people, comfort, and old versions of yourself. But in that loss, you gain clarity. You stop chasing applause, and start chasing alignment. Step 4. Practice stillness. Awareness grows in silence. Every day, take a moment to sit, breathe, and listen to your own thoughts. Don't judge them, observe them. That's how you begin to see the invisible patterns running your life. You can't fix what you don't see. You can't outgrow what you don't understand. Step 5. Serve something bigger than yourself. When your purpose expands beyond personal gain, your energy multiplies. Growth thrives in contribution. Helping others forces you to evolve. Because to lift someone else, you must first rise higher yourself. When you follow these steps consistently, growth stops being a struggle, it becomes a side effect of awareness. Every level of life asks for something you value deeply: comfort, relationships, certainty, ego, identity. You can't evolve and stay the same. And that's why most people never activate this law. They want new results, but they don't want to lose their old self. They want the rewards of awareness, without the pain of awakening. But here's the paradox: the moment you surrender what's outdated, you create space for what's destined. Growth isn't about adding layers. It's about peeling them away. Until what remains is your most authentic, aware, and limitless self. And when that happens, everything starts to move in your favor. Not because life suddenly got easier, but because you finally became aligned with it. One day, you'll notice that you can't go back, not because you've achieved everything, but because you've changed internally. You've seen too much to pretend you're the same. That's the moment awareness becomes irreversible. You no longer chase results, you attract them. You no longer force progress, it flows naturally. And you begin to understand that the real destination of growth was never success. It was transformation. The reason some people keep getting ahead isn't luck. It's awareness, the willingness to look deeper, to question themselves, to evolve faster than their fears. That's the invisible law of growth. It's silent, simple, and unstoppable. Once you understand it, life no longer happens to you, it happens through you. If this message touched you, let it be your starting point. Begin your own journey of awareness, one decision, one reflection, one day at a time. And if you want guidance along that path, Asti Media is here to walk with you. Subscribe, reflect, and grow, because awareness is the seed, and you are the soil. Most people wait for life to change before they do. But the truth is, life changes after you do. When you honor growth, life honors you back. Because awareness is destiny, and you were never meant to stay the same.